Hello there, welcome to a new video again in software engineering. Let me make it my screen big, and today what we are going to see is Unit 3, Chapter 1. In this one we are going to see pattern based software design, which is a part of Unit 3, Chapter 1. What is a design pattern? Let me go through it. Software design patterns are generally reusable. Patterns are nothing but reusable solution that has a common problem for everywhere. So in order to do that one, we use design patterns, common problems. Every software design has a common problems, and that common problems can be solved with the help of reusable solution that arise during the design phase or the development of the software. They represent the best practice for solving certain types of problems. Correct? There is a common problem and you can be used with the help of reusable. Design patterns are nothing but software design pattern which is generally by reusable solution. Correct? Now software design patterns are divided into three parts. That is nothing but creation of design pattern, structure design pattern, behavior design pattern. So we will be seeing all this part in details. So software design pattern is nothing but reusable. Common problem and which can be done by these three parts. So we will be seeing all this one. First one is creational design pattern. So it is divided into five parts. What is this? Singleton pattern, factory method pattern, abstract factory patterns, builder pattern, prototype pattern. So the first method which is mentioned here is factory method pattern. You can make things without saying what the object is, what is nothing. You just have to make the things. Factory, it is already coming out of the factory, which is already inbuilt. You don't have to say anything. It will come up. You take it. With the help of that, you can make it. With this pattern, when you need it, you separate how the atom can be created, how you can make it. You just have to tell them this pattern I want, they will get you it. Abstract factory pattern. This is nothing but abstract factory pattern. What is this one? Sorry, this one is factory pattern method is this one. And this is nothing but your abstract factory pattern method. It is very like factory pattern, but extra level of complexity is there. You need to define it before it comes out of the factory. What I need, where you just go to the factory, you take out that pattern, you modify in accordance with it, and you can do it. Here, before taking that model, you need to modify. I need this pattern according to that one, abstract data type. Then there is one more thing called singleton pattern. This is one of the easiest pattern. Use singleton method. It makes sure that class only have one instant. What do you mean by instant? One operation, and give you access when it is there. It has got one operation. It can be used anywhere, anytime. This is what singleton pattern. With prototype, you can hide from client how hard it is work. Prototype, you can hide how things are working and everything. Internal things can be hidden. Now we have got builder pattern, which is available here. Separate construction for complex object. If you have a very complex problem, then this comes into existence. Represent for some construct problem that different complex object, different represent. Last step will return the object. It is to build completely complicated object in one step of time. So this is used for this one. This is only for one instant. This is just a factory, abstract modification of the factory, and this is for complex problem. This is only for prototype. This is nothing but your creation design pattern. The next part comes up, structural design pattern. If you see it, there are about 7 parts in adapter pattern, bridge pattern, composite pattern, decorator pattern, facet pattern, proxy pattern, fly pattern. Flyweight pattern. We are going to see all those things here. The adaptive pattern changes the class interface into different interface as per the class requirement. You can change. Adapter means you can adopt it according to the requirement. You can change according to the client requirement. With the class adapter class that wouldn't be able to work together with other API aren't complex, means you can change it. You can able to change that one. The bridge lets abstraction implemented. It's connected. What do you mean by this one? Bridge patterns means it's going to connect it with a new pattern. The bridge design lets abstraction and implementation part to be worked on separately. The client node only need to know about the abstraction part and does not need to worry how the implemented part is. Correct? A bridge is nothing but, if you take an example of extension wire, you just connect it, you connect this one and it will work together. Correct? This is bridge one. The partition, this is a partitioning design pattern that takes about a group of objects treated as the same copy. What do you mean by compose? Sorry. What do you mean by compose? Composite? There are different patterns with different names, but they will do the same operation. Different pattern with different names, but they will do the same operation. Then we bring it into composite, same thing. Then the future, let us add future. Add future, we can able to add this one. What do you mean by it? Where is this one? Add future function. This future, let us add the future and function to the object to fly without changing how object work. This is add future work. Fly weight, decorative pattern, I think so, probably it should be here. Let me check it out where it is. Yeah. Then facade method design, it's here. Facade, decorated pattern comes facade method design. Facade method design pattern give you a group of interface. Section is single unified interface. One interface is given to it for all the methods. Pattern show lower number of object, improve organization. This patterns, which pattern? This is flyweight. Proxy comes here, correct? Yes. This is flyweight pattern. Flyweight pattern and decorative pattern is here. Decorative pattern will come up here. Decorative patterns is nothing but you just need to add it. Flyweight patterns, which is nothing but flyweight pattern. The pattern show how lower the lower number of object, then you can improve the organization. If you have a lower number of object that can be do it, then flyweight pattern comes into it. When you need to make a lot of things that are all the same thing, we can use fly pattern. The proxy literally means in place of representing something, on behalf of something, we are going to use this one. So adaptive patterns, you can add it. Bridge, connectivity, composite with one. Decorative, I think so, what do you mean by decorative? It's future, let add few things. Then weight, new, only few are there, only few. Proxy, in that name someone is using. Fat pattern is nothing but method interface, unified interface is being used. This is the part of this one. Now next, this is the part of structural design. These are all things come up. Look, structural means how to add it. Adaptive, bridge, composite, decorative, phase and everything. These are coming how to add it. Now comes to other part. Behavior means how interact with outside. How to interact with outside world or inside. Outside world. Observation pattern, static pattern, state pattern, command pattern, chain process, chain responsibility, template pattern, interpreter pattern, visitor pattern, mediator pattern, memento patterns. If you see all these patterns, how it is coming, it is nothing but behavior, which is nothing but how you interact with it. Let me show design pattern, which is nothing but design pattern. What do you mean by design pattern? Design pattern for chain responsibility method. For chain responsibility method, we come to fifth point. This is loosely coupled. Loosely coupled software design. When the client send a request, the component are not connected properly. They are not responding to it. This is called change of responsibility. You have to decide which one is to handle more requests and how they are going to do it. So loosely coupled operation software, when the client send a request to chain of object with this, which then it handle, this is called chain of responsibility pattern. In the end, this object will do this part. Then design pattern for command method. What do you mean by design pattern for command method? This is a command method. What is this one? A behavior design pattern called command pattern. Take a request, in turn it is responded object to all. It is take a request and in turn separate it inform to others. You can move You can move this item around, store it and run later. You can give a command, you can save it, and you can use it for different types of method. The next part is state pattern, which is available here. State pattern, when it comes to here, design pattern for interpreter method. What is interpreter method? Where is interpreter method? Interpreter pattern. Oh, I just misplaced all this one. Let me go to interpret. Translate pattern into way of the language. Which language you want? Which language? So when you come to interpreter methods, it is a language. Your language method. Now next come to design pattern for mediator methods. What do you mean by mediator method? Where is mediator method? It is here. Mediator method. What do you mean by mediator method? Let me go to it. Design for mediator. It is separate atom by adding a new layer between so that they can interact with other. Mediator means it acts as a mediator between components. It adds a layer so that it can communicate with that one. This is the mediator one. Design pattern based on memento method. Memento method will come up here. Where is memento method? Memento method, it's here. Memento patterns, it is used. It is used to get item back from the store. What is there? Means it is like the undo method. Before and different point of development process, you can want to save a checkpoint. What do you mean by checkpoint? If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, then if I do a checkpoint, I can save this one. I go for 5, 6, 7. And if I say checkpoint here, this is 1 point, this is 1, this is 1. And if I delete it, it will delete this point, not this one. Or if I do 6 and 7, if I delete, it will delete this point, it will not do. It's something like that, your undo methods. If you don't save it, you can just go for undo method. Design pattern for observation method. What do you mean by observation method? It is observation pattern. Here it is observation pattern. If the object or subject change its state, all its dependents are immediately notified. What do you mean by one? If one is if one atom is dependent on 1, 2, 3, 4. If this changes, all these atoms are notified with this one. So if I go for login method, then the log registers and everything has to be modified. If I got log off, all the methods have to be modified. So this is design pattern observation, means what you are observing. Design pattern for state methods. How to act based on all internals. Internal means what are the internal things going on. What are the internal things? What is this one? Method, state method. State method is this one. How internal things are going on. Design pattern for template method. Template idea behind this template method pattern is to describe the algorithm, basic set of instruction. What are there? How they are going to do it? What is the parent class? What is the child class? All these are explained in this one. Correct? Now, design for template method. It's here, template method. Now, next move on to other one. Design pattern for visitor method. What is visitor method? Where is visitor methods? Yes, it's here. Visitor methods. What is here? It is used to do something, group of objects that all of same types. Means there are objects which are of same types and they want one operation to be have it. Let's take example, you go to the exam branch, you want to pay the fees and everything will come up with all this operation. Or if you are going for a class, all the operation in that class are related to this part. Or some other visitors come to your college and you want to do something else, there is a visitor pattern. So all these are available for that. If you go down the website, you just have to go for visitors. If you are a visitor login, you will get all the options available for visitors. These are something about behavior model. These are all what you see is how they interact with outside world. So behavior design pattern is nothing but how they interact with the design model. Now we come to other part that is called framework. Frame is nothing, it's not an architectural pattern but rather than architecture code or skeleton, which is nothing but hook and shot, plug-in extension. It's just like if you need anything, plug in and do the part and take out, like an adapter. Framework, if you want something to do it, you just need to adopt it and you have to do it. The framework is nothing but collection of cooperative classes. Correct? It provides generic structure, behavior of software, abstract along with the content. It is also reusable, mini architecture. What do you mean by mini architecture? Because you are using plug-in, plug-in. And it has design pattern similar to small architecture, design pattern less specified, more other things. We can able to, these are the name given to it, correct? These are the things. Design name, describe the essential part, which part it is given. Intent, describe what it is going to do. As you know, list what are the synonyms of the patterns. Motivation, what provide you take this example for it. Applicable, note specific design situation, when the situation comes up, when you can able to use it. What is the structure of it, how it is going to participate, what are the responsibility, how it is going to collaborate with that one, what are the sequence of instruction it is going to execute, what are cross related patterns are related to it. These are the names which is given to it. And the next slide, there is an example. Look at it here. Pattern organization table. There is a database, application, implementation. If this one, if you go to the, yes, these are patterns. So patterns state our data content, problem statement. What is the pattern name? Problem. What is the pattern name? What is the pattern name? What is the pattern name? Architecture. What is the pattern name? Component level. What is the pattern name? These are being shown. Thank you very much. I wind up my class here. Okay. Thank you.